Sorry about that. Hello, it's your favorite uncle. Thank you once again for catching the hashtag replay. I am gonna be before you long, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie, I am. But what I will say, y'all, is that y'all know the Cyborg Redeemer, the book that I wrote, is available for pre-order. February 21st, it'll be out. So if you're pre-ordering, yes, February 21st, it'll be out. I don't know what excerpt I'm gonna read for you guys, y'all. I really don't. How about chapter 25, shall we? I'm sorry, y'all. Judging by the title, you can clearly see that there are other topics that are going to be discussed. So, first one, we got the Cyborg Redeemer, y'all, chapter 25. Ruth followed the arrow maze on her way through the crowded barley harvest that engulfed the entire city. The arrow led her to a corner where it went inside a building before disappearing into her hallelujah. She looked at the sign outside, noticing it was a hair salon. She peeked in real quick, observing the beautician, and everyone seemed booked. There must be a reason why I'm here outside of my hair, she thought, as she took a few steps in. The receptionist was ending her holographic message when Ruth approached. Hi, how may I help you? Ruth heard her smile through her question. Yes, I need someone to do something to this. Ruth swung her waist-length locks in front of her, brushing and with her hand. The receptionist glanced over her shoulder, checking to see if any chairs were open. She noticed one all the way in the back. Yes, I do have availability. The special thing about our salon is that there are no bookings. It's first come, first serve. The receptionist began leading her to the empty station. Right this way. Ruth passed the many cyborgs and beauty bots that were beating faces and slaying wigs. She glanced over, watching the many customers swipe through holograms before choosing the hairstyle they wanted. She smiled as she arrived to the chair. Have a seat, the receptionist motioned for her to sit before walking away. Have a great day. A small flying gizmo zipped out from the back, circling around the shop before descending to meet Ruth eye to eye. Greetings, the beauty bot spoke. I am Glamsmo. I am here to glam you. The beauty bot ran a scan of Ruth's entire face before showcasing holographic projections of hairstyles in a carousel. Ruth immediately shook her head. She liked the selection but didn't love what was presented. Glamzo circled around Ruth's head 3 times, then flashed a hologram of a new style. This is the Medusa, Glamzo displayed, showing a 360 holographic projection of a style inspired by Medusa. You mean the lady that could turn people into stones? Ruth questioned. Absolutely, Glamzo affirmed. Why this hairstyle? Because upon a face recognition, I discovered that you've never been to this salon, so I assumed it was your first time at the barley harvest. Am I correct? Ruth nodded her head in agreement. It was her first time here. Although she had always wanted to come with Milan, Orpa, Chilean, and her in-laws, but life had other plans. Reading the Cyborg Redeemer. So Glansmo began. I decided to choose a hairstyle that will make you not stand out so much, which is a hard thing to do at the barley harvest. Hello, Akeem. Hi, you guys. I'm currently reading the barley harvest. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and pre-orders in the description box. Go and get you one. So, the Glansmo began. I decided to choose a hairstyle that will make you not stand out so much, which is a hard thing to do at the barley harvest. A look of genuine admiration crossed Ruth's face. She had never really needed to make a statement being royalty. She was used to being the center of attention, and now she just wanted to blend in with the crowd. No one here knew of her royal status, and she would like to keep it that way. This is my first time not being royal, she smiled at the idea. Okay, Glansmo, Ruth said enthusiastically. Make this happen. The chair automatically spun as Glansmo began working on Ruth's new hairdo. Ruth couldn't see anything, but she felt her faith grow stronger as she believed in something she had not yet seen or experienced. She looked around the salon, noticing the great detail. Digital frames showcasing the many people who had visited the salon. She saw cyborgs, hair droids, and other gizmos doing hair and servicing clients. She was amazed at how well the hairdos were turning out. She began to think of home, Moabilis, and remember what the hairstyles were like there. So what were the hairstyles like in your place? The robotic voice of Glansmo sprouted out. Ruth furrowed an eyebrow in confusion before following behind. When I did a face scan of your face, I broadened my search and you came up in Moabilis. Not even trying to protest, Ruth just nodded. Yes, I'm from Moapolis. Where I'm from, people tend to conform and we all look alike. It's customary for everyone to wear tracksuits with matching sneakers. For guys, it's typically a buzz cut, and for women, almost always a ponytail. We always look like we're going to go play sports, although barely anyone can move. Laughter filled the room as Ruth realized that our country really was a bunch of people who barely moved, but were always ready to move at any given time. Stop moving. Glansman's frustration showed as the digital eye turned red. Ruth quickly stopped laughing so Glansman could return to his work. Sorry, she smiled. She sat there, just thinking through the events that led up to this moment. Some made her feel awful, while others put a positive glow in her life. She decided that she would focus on the positive, like being at the barley harvest. I wish Milan was here, she thought. She truly wanted to experience this with him, as he and everyone in his family always talked about it. Before she could think about another thought about him, she was being twirled around like a merry-go-round she rode in the park to see a new look. Ta-da! She heard the robotic voice say as he revealed the new look. Ruth couldn't believe her eyes. She blinked multiple times, hoping she was awake. She even leaned closer to the mirror to get a better look. She saw her locks moving around with snake heads attached to the end. The heads seemed alive as their hissing rang through her head like the bells that tolled when she married Milan. Oh my, Ruth exclaimed, I loved it. She gently touched her hair, making it recoil. How did you do it? And that was an excerpt, you guys, of chapter 25 from my book, The Cyborg Redeemer. If you have any questions, or click the link in the description box, y'all. If you do, you'll get a coloring book and a webtoon series that I shot. So, y'all, we are going to move on because there's some things I want to talk about. So recently, I got dragged on Threads, like yesterday. And the reason why I got dragged on Threads is because somebody brought up a situation about librarians. And they said, do librarians really need to get a master's degree to, be a librarian? And make sure you get the mics up. I was like, I don't feel like they should need a master's degree to do their job. I really don't. I started to get dragged. You would have thought I said that they don't need no form of education and that their education is trash. I said, no. What I believe is that that the masters that they need to become a librarian is nothing more than a cash grab by the American Library Association. They don't need that master's. That is a cash grab. Now, do they need like an apprenticeship? Because librarians do a lot of stuff, y'all. If you ever go to a library, everybody you see is not the librarian. Them is just folks that work there because they like books. Hi, Emmanuel. Those are just folks that work there because they like books. Not everybody's there. How you doing down there? Not everybody that works there is a librarian. So do they need some type of formal education? Absolutely they do, but does it need to be a master's? I personally don't think it does. I feel like they can learn everything they need to learn in an apprenticeship. But folks dragged me, said I didn't know what I was talking about. They called me names, talked about my mama, talked about my future kids, said I was bald-headed fat, and said I was bald-headed and fat. And I was like, why does everybody call me bald-headed and fat? Y'all, I'm doing great, Emmanuel. How are you? Why does everybody call me bald-headed and fat? That's the first thing people do online when they're mad at me. It's why you're fat and bald-headed. I was like, I'm fat. I mean, I know I'm bald. Like, I know I'm bald, but I feel like that Mike Tyson Super Bowl commercial. You're fat. You're nasty. You're pigly. Like, I was like, is this how people be feeling with that? Mind you, when I was watching that Mike Tyson commercial, I was eating ice cream. He said he's eating a pint of ice cream every hour. I was eating ice cream as I was watching that commercial. I was like, ooh, he talking about me. He talking about me, y'all. But yes, y'all, I got called. You're fat and bald. I was like, I think I know. I actually did watch some of it, but then I ended up getting sick. But I did watch the halftime show. Halftime show was amazing. I loved the halftime show. My bachelor's degree is in Spanish. I'm a Spanish teacher, for those of you that don't know. So I love the halftime show. Little fun fact about me getting into my business. But I just wanted to, yep, Puerto Rican flag, wepa, wepa, que la que. But anyway, y'all, we are going to move on because I do want to do. I am Colombian. Oh, I visited Colombia before. I sure have. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed myself being in Colombia. But before I leave you guys, oh wait, crap! I am going to read to y'all. I do want to get some anime news in, y'all, because I do enjoy doing anime news with who's ever watching. First things first, y'all. One Piece manga set to surpass Superman as the most sold comic books of all times. Is anybody really surprised that that One Piece is outselling y'all? Like we love One Piece over here. Y'all have a lot of One Piece stuff. I can't wait for the live action. Very unpopular opinion. The live action hate is forced. It's very forced. Y'all, they make live action of everything, and the fact that it's like anime is like, oh my gosh, like y'all are more purist than the actual people of Japan. How y'all hold on to their culture more than them over there in Japan? And how y'all gonna tell them what to do with their culture over there in Japan? Y'all be doing that. It says, y'all, One Piece manga is on the verge of history. The legendary series is reportedly just 20 million copies away from surpassing Superman as the best-selling comic of all times. Yes, y'all, these are comic books. These are graphic novels. These are comic books. I need y'all to look at it like that. With Oda's story still selling strong, fans believe the milestone could happen sooner than expected. The race for the number one spot in global manga sales is officially on, and the anime community is watching closely. Thank you. I appreciate you, Emmanuel. Y'all, I personally do want this, y'all, because both One Piece and Superman are some of my inspirations behind this. So it's great to see my inspiration behind this get to be at the spot where it's going to be number one. Now, more One Piece news, because I like One Piece. One Piece picture helps Seahawks win, y'all. If y'all seen that viral photo, I'm probably going to try to edit it and put it in here when it's time to edit things. I am going to try to edit and put it in here because I do like that viral photo of them. And they believe that contributed to it. It says the power of anime, a viral One Piece image being created by fans boosting the Seahawks on the path to victory in Super Bowl. Is that 50? Oh, Lord, I didn't forgot. Super Bowl 50. Oh, no, Super Bowl 60. Lord. Super Bowl 60 against the Patriots. Monkey D. Luffy alongside Lombardi Trophy. This crossover moment blends NFL culture, anime fandom, and companionship energy into one legendary visual. I saw the photo. I thought it was amazing. I loved every moment of it. From Straw Hat Pirates' unstoppable spirit to the Seahawks' dominant performance, fans are calling this the ultimate anime export crossover. Whether you believe it's superstition or just perfect timing, this moment proves how powerful pop culture and sports collide and how One Piece continues to influence everything from cosplay to championship. I personally believe that they were, um, I personally believe, y'all, that this helped. A little superstitious myself, but let me know what y'all think, y'all. Did you see the photo of the Seahawks in One Piece? Let me know in the comics. And last but certainly not least, you guys, I'm going to do Demon Slayer officially surpasses Naruto in manga sales. Demon Slayer has officially surpassed Naruto in total manga sales, reaching an incredible 260 million copies sold worldwide. Tanjiro's journey to the rise of the Infinity Castle, the series has rewritten anime history and claimed its spot among the greatest of all times. Do you think that Demon Slayer deserves to rank higher than Naruto in all-time popularity? Now, I remember. First off, I'm just going to say it no. Because when I told y'all to define the big three and that every generation should have their own big three, y'all dragged me, once again calling me bald-headed and fat. That's your favorite things to call me, so I got called bald-headed and fat. So I'm going to say no because I don't want to be called bald-headed and fat. Because I told y'all each generation should have their own big three. Y'all was not. You purists who were more pure than the people in Japan were not having it. How dare you, you fat, bald-headed black man? How dare you sit here trying to redefine the big three? You don't know anime. You don't know what you're talking about. That's why you're fat and bald. I was like, oh. Not me being fat and bald, y'all. So I'm gonna say no. I am proud. Shout out to Demon Slayer. I did watch the movie, sub and dub. I tell people if you're gonna go watch any anime movie, make sure you watch it in sub first, then dub. Because there's two separate movies that need to be experienced. I tried y'all with Jujutsu Kaisen, not just But anyway, y'all, it was great talking to y'all. I don't want to get called fat and bald, so I'm not going to tell y'all to redefine the big three, which is Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. Y'all love y'all big three. I personally have said that it should be defined depending on the generation, but I don't want to get dragged. Get those likes up if you just got in here. I don't want to be dragged anymore. Being called fat and bald. Yeah, I can only get called fat and bald so much. I'm like, y'all gotta come up with something different. Now, if you like your anime, just tell me what your favorite anime is. That's what y'all can do. And are you surprised that the Demon Slayer surpassed Naruto in sales? I'm not. Because Demon Slayer is awesome, y'all. But let me know what y'all think, y'all. I'm going to go eat some more. Like, comment, subscribe, share, come back. Favorite Uncle loves you always. Nothing you can do about that. Bye.